That is something I want to talk about. Amen 123 ABC. That it seems that while Nautilus is getting new lore, this guy might be taking over Nautilus's lore. That is possible. Thank you, Z, for asking me how I'm doing. I am doing fine. I am a little bit tired because it is insanely hot outside. Right in the middle of the Czech Republic. It is boiling. That's why I have coffee. Because, hey, it's boiling and I'm tired. That, you know, sometimes I'm a dumb human being. But sometimes you guys have to deal with it. Should we first, before we get into the lore, because I wanna wait for people to get in for the lore. Let's go into theories about this guy's kit. Okay? Let's go about okay. Let's start with the gameplay theories. First of all. So, I'm gonna raise him so we can see him like that, maybe? Okay, so we can actually see the image. And I can use my own finger to point. Do I have something else to point? Do I have something like a stick? Something sticky? Something long? And I'm not talking about my tools. Wink, wink. There's nothing. I don't have anything. I'll use my finger. This is kind of confusing because I have to use my right arm to control the mouse while pointing at the picture. Anyway, so let's go into gameplay first. So you see this image. We know that Riot's design is now based around one theme usually. So visually, you can usually tell what kind of character it is, or what sorts of damage or what sorts of support abilities a champion would have based on their looks. Based on the look of this guy, if we have a look at this sharp thing and, you know, this hook right there, the fishing hook, and most of all, if you look at these freaking jaws closing around his head, we know one thing. And I am willing to put my hand into fire. Okay, no, I will not actually. I will not. I'm not gonna confirm that because we know that it's not gonna be like that, and then I'm gonna actually. Then I'll have to actually put my hand into the fire. But no. Based on all of the sharp things, and based on the fact that this guy is based around sharks, I am willing to say this guy is gonna be based around bleeding. A lot of bleeding. Lot of damage around bleeding. He's not gonna have burst damage. What he's gonna do is that he's gonna, because he is a support, remember, this guy is a support. This guy is gonna take his weapons or whatever he has. He's gonna put massive bleeds on the enemy. That will give the other support on the other team enough room to maybe heal the AD carry while he runs away. So this makes sense for a support character. Bleeding is the kind of damage that is pretty healthy for a support. Because if you have a support with burst damage, you can't give them shields, you can't give them anything else, because the burst damage against an AD carry is one of the most valuable things you can have as a damaging support. That's why Jenna is cancer. Confirmed on the stream, Jenna is the spirit of cancer. Lore base confirmed. Anyway, that's why Jenna is awful. That's why Vel'Koz was a very successful support, because he not only does he have burst damage, if he has the 3 procs on you, not only will you just pop you, or he used to, he was nerfed, so he's not as good as a support now. But on top of that, he has low cooldowns and he has a lot of slows. Swain, you guys know that I like to play Swain. Swain has the same thing. He has massive burst damage and he has awesome ground control. But he doesn't have anything else. He has the vision with his eye. He has slows, but he does not have any shields or anything else to kind of support the way that he can support, if that even makes sense. Because he's not, you know, he's not supposed to be a support. Who else is a non-traditional support that makes sense? Sion also kind of works because his Q is a massive burst if you manage to land it, but he has a lot of poking around that, and outside of that, he has no way to actually support his AD carry. But with this guy being support, Blitzcrank exactly the same. Blitzcrank is nothing but a massive freaking burst damage machine, with the fact that he can actually pull someone. And again, he can't do anything. Lux is an exception. Lux is one exception because yes, she can catch someone, and if she has enough AP, she can burst someone with her damage. But the reason why Lux is an exception is because Lux needs items. Yes, without items you can deal a lot of damage to squishy targets, but the later you get in the game, and because you are a support, the chances are that yes, you will have like 1 or 2 less items than everyone else, and because of that, Lux will have way less damage than she should have. So Lux does work because her burst damage kinda comes from the fact that she's supposed to be laning and she's supposed to be taking CS. That's why, yes, she can work, but it's hard because you need to be effective from pretty much level 1. You need to poke, you need to get items, and that is one step ahead of what you should be on any other support, if that makes sense. Exactly, if you're support Lux, don't feel ashamed for stealing some CS. You're actually helping your team. Vorik support, get out. Now, Morgana. See, okay, Morgana works because of the same reason why this guy works. Okay, so why does this guy work as a support if he has bleeding damage? Because you put massive damage on someone that takes their health over time. That means that there is enough room for the other support.
Inspire me.
Thank you, David, for the 10 bits. Is there a message with it? I don't think there is a message. I think the least amount of bits you have to donate is 100 for a message, I believe. But thank you nonetheless. I appreciate it. Now, so because the bleed damage isn't burst damage, and because bleeding damage gives you enough room to counter it somehow, the other support can deal with what you as Pyke can offer to deal with the other AD carry. So, with that said, because your bleeding damage can be countered, this gives enough room to Riot to give him other tools to support your AD carry. If that makes sense. It does make sense to me. If it doesn't make sense, tell me. I can kind of explain that thought a little bit further. So, what I believe, and I said it, if you guys weren't here before, I said that based on the design of this character, we can expect massive bleeding damage. You can see that he has freaking fishing hooks, more fishing hooks, even more fishing hooks. He has freaking sharp blades to gut fish. He has jaws of a Leviathan snapped around his head. All those spikes say to me, this guy has bleeding damage. Now, I had another theory before we knew. Oh wait, I should check. Thank you, Pain. We should totally. I need to change the game. We are not playing Celeste. We're playing. Well, kind of playing League of Legends. Thank you. I totally forgot. We're not playing Celeste. Hopefully it will update. Hopefully. I couldn't even see it. Thank you so much. Who was it? We got 2 in a row even. Thank you so much. Is it Inkstar? Thank you for a subscription with Prime. Prime is kind of free if you have Amazon Prime. It's a thing. Amazon Prime. It reset it like 13 days ago. Thank you. And also, Dank Orange. Was it Dank? Wait, what is it? Why did it? Oh, there are so many followers. It freaking moves around. Thank you as well. You two guys have hello on me. Darkus Alpha? Is it Darkus Alpha? I guess so. Thank you for a subscription with Prime as well. It's kind of free if you have Prime. You guys know the drill. Thank you. You're absolutely awesome. Have one more ID on me. Now, back to what we were talking about before. So, okay. So, before I realized that this character may have a lot of bleeding damage, I had another theory. Because we know that this guy is all about drowning other people, I had a theory of a new ability, because we know that Riot these days adds new abilities into the game to make the game more spicy. I thought about one ability that would totally make sense for this character. So, hello Cubis, how are you doing? So, let's imagine that this guy, because we now know that he was drowned and that his story is all about a revenge, because he believes that the other, well, his other crewmates and pretty much the rest of Bilgewater, it's because of them that he was eaten by a Leviathan and he was turned into the monster that he is now. Because the theme of this guy is drowning people, and even in the teaser on the roadmap, Riot said that he will make other people drown themselves in game as a game mechanic. So, I thought about one ability that would make sense. So, what if this guy, Pyke the Blood Harbor Ripper, what if this guy put a bubble on someone else on the enemy? I mean on the enemy team. Let's say the AD carry. What if by either moving or attacking, you drain the oxygen from the bubble, because that's how that works, and you deal damage to yourself? What if this guy put a debuff on someone, and the more they act against you, they damage themselves, right? That's a kind of ability that this guy could absolutely have. It would make sense with the theme, it would make sense in general, it would make sense in the lane. For example, let's say I'm a support and I see the other AD carry coming in for my AD carry. What if I see that there is freaking Draven sprinting and he's gonna one-shot my Caitlyn? What I can do is that I can put a debuff on that guy. Hey, hold on. What I can do is that I can put a debuff on that guy, and the more he attacks my AD carry, he is gonna damage himself. Therefore, the smart thing for him would be to wait, right? That would make sense. Now, thank you, Fiskutex. Thank you for a subscription, tier 1. I appreciate it. Have a hearty hello on me. Ta-da! Thank you, you're awesome. Now, so again, why not both? Exactly. I believe it is possible. What if, by putting the debuff on someone, what if by them acting against you, they actually bleed? Because it doesn't even have to be a bubble. It can be a net, right? And we will definitely watch the teaser. But if you look right here, this is a part of the teaser. Boop. If you look right here, you can see net, right? Because this guy will use his nets in his kit somewhere. Lifesteal, I don't think would kind of make sense. Also, Bane, can you check if the title of the video is now fixed if you reload the site? Thank you. Now, also message at me so I can see it in the chat once you check it out. I don't think lifesteal is in the theme of this guy. Did I say she? I meant he. Or did you say he? Never mind. Root, no, but slow, yes. What I believe is that debuff could be... okay, it's totally fine. Thank you. Thank you for checking it. What if the debuff was actually the fishing net? Because the fishing net has the hooks, obviously, to keep the fishies in the net. That makes sense as well. Drain mana, that would be a little bit of a stretch, because draining someone's mana, let's be honest. Oops, hold on, I need to make it even smaller. No, 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 don't move the freaking, no. My chicken, no, where's my Pyke? Pyke. Whoop, there we go. Draining someone's mana, that would be a game-breaking mechanic, potentially. Because if you have a character that has massive mana costs, especially on early levels, for example, even like AD champions, like Pantheon. You get this guy against Pantheon and he can't cast anything, right? So mana draining abilities would be awful. I did not see Ross Boomstock's video. Did he actually make a video about Pyke? I did not see that. I saw, okay, for those of you guys who don't know, well, actually nobody knows. There is a guy called, I believe, TB Skyen. I believe he is the author of the Caster comics. That guy has insanely well done videos on YouTube. Go and check him out. He has amazing videos where he talks about different champions from designers' point of view. So I watched his video on Pyke, and that was amazing because he has a lot of practice with dealing with the designs of champions. And yes, I know. He also said that he agrees. He also said that he believes that bleeding will be part of his kit, and I absolutely agree. Like, you know how I got the idea of bleeding? Because the end of the weapon, this fishing hook, I got it connected to bleeding from some other game, and I don't know where I got it from. This fishing hook is an icon for bleeding in another game, and I can't remember which one that was. Also, yes, oh my god, Cubis reminded me. There is another reason. Could it be Dota? No, I believe it was... Oh my god, what game was it? I don't know why, in my mind, I have it connected to either the key for number 2 or W, and it was a bleed, and I don't know what it was. I do not... Thank you for your subscription with Twitch Prime. Is it Adam is just amazing? You are just amazing because you subbed to me. Have a hearty hello on me. Thank you. You're absolutely awesome. But he's not a jungler. He is a support. But there is another reason why I believe that he is bleeding, and that is it's moving too fast now. Dark Star Slayers. Is it Dark Star Slayers? Thank you for subscription. Have a hearty hello on me. And I'll give you Zoe as well. A little bit of a crazy Zoe. Now, okay, finally, so I can talk about my other reasoning, is that the way sharks work, because this guy is based around, and by the way, this at the bottom is not a shark. This is a Leviathan, we will talk about it later. Sharks, the way sharks work is that if there's a fishy fish, you got a little fishy fish called Echo, for example. Let's pretend he's a fishy fish, and you got a fishy fish called a raw bar. No, this it's green. Never mind. This fidget spinner is a shark, and this is a fishy fish. What happens? I will talk about the prime later. What happens is that the shark comes in, he bites a little bit of that fish, and he goes away. The fishy fish will bleed all over the ocean, and the shark will not lose track of that fish because he can smell the blood. The shark later comes back and finishes the freaking fish. Okay? That's how sharks work in real life. So, bleeding would make sense for this character as well, because bleeding is a theme for sharks. Obviously, there are some sharks who are just massive and they swallow the entire fish, but sharks usually just bite a piece off of another fish, and they wait for that fish to get exhausted, and they bleed out, and then they consume them. That's how they work. This is how he could work as well. And now back to the sub by, oh my god, it moves so fast. Basher. Is it Basher? It is Basher. 2434. Thank you so much for your prime. Have a hearty hello on me. Now. So that's another reason why this could work, but I want to talk about, and this is okay. Full credit goes to Skyen again. The guy. Oh my god! Thank you for subscription. And Linzio's back again. Oh no! Hold on. What in the box? Thank you for subscription. Have a hearty hello on me. Will Linzio now appear on up as well? Will he? If you guys are not familiar with Linzio on the stream, it's a person who likes to mock me with very anti-logical theories. But anyway, when he talked about design, and again, I would never figure this out. When he talked about the design, he realized one thing. If you look at his head, first of all, you can see actually on this side actually, you can see the 3 marks on his head. Hold on, will the message not pop up? I will try to force it to pop out now. Your donation will probably pop out later, question mark, maybe, because there is a massive queue. Then we'll get to it. But you can see the 3 massive marks on his head. And if I zoom in, this is something I noticed personally. I don't know if he talked about it. If you zoom in, you can see that one eye is scratched, one eye is like malfunctioning, I don't know what I would call it. And the other eye has the little bit of magic, you can notice. And we will talk about the magic a little bit later. But what he said is that this is basically design 101, because if you have a character who has scars, like physical scars on his body, it also means that the character is scarred emotionally. So this means that yes, he is a mad person, but if you look at the mask that he wears, you can see that it goes into nothingness. It's really dark around it. So the way this is portrayed is that this is basically copying the Leviathan below him. Because the Leviathan is a massive jaw that comes out from the darkness below. The mask portrays the exact same thing. It hides everything above his breasts, basically. And it basically replicates a massive jaw of that Leviathan. I wonder if the shoulder pads, these things that he has on the shoulders, I wonder if these are actually... we got another donation by Linzio. I wonder if the donation... Why are the donations not being read? What if I... it could be because there is just a massive queue. But we'll get to it. There's like 6 more people before your first donation. But okay. Anyway. I wonder if this is actually the jaw of the Leviathan. Hold on, there was a message in the chat. Do you think the list will be his passive? Ooh, do you mean like Garen? Because this list, obviously. That is clever. What if this was a bounty? Huh. But anyway, you may notice, if you look at the list, that every single one of the names is crossed out. Every single one. Which means that if this guy is really still a Ripper, which means that he is a madman who's killing for fun, question mark?
Money well
This means, there it is.
I am back from the dark side of the internet. I found the truth. The earth is felt.
Oh, it's felt. It's not flat, at least. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, you can notice that the entire list is crossed out, which means he killed everyone and he is killing for the sake of revenge of killing. Right? This is basically a confirmation that he's a madman. Vengeance is not fun. That is true. Not in the eyes of a madman. Okay? Not exactly. Earth is felt. Now, not in the eyes of a madman. Now, I feel like we will jump into the video. Is there anything else that I really want to talk about now? Do I think that this guy will have any healing abilities or actual, like, defensive things? I don't think so, because I do not believe that his kit can be about healing. Because if you look at this, right? Who does this theme remind you of? Ilaoi, doesn't it? Ilaoi, the light blue or blue-greenish theme, underwater waves going through that is Ilaoi. This is Nagakabouros. What I believe... I'm glad you remember the Shaman King that we talked about later. Yesterday. If you look at this, the only other character in the entire game with this visual is Ilaoi and is Nagakabouros. And I believe, because there are so many connections to this, I believe that this guy will have some sort of connection to the magic or the mystical being that is Nagakabouros. And what if the Leviathan? Okay.
I am back from the dark side of the internet. I found the truth.
Oh,
the earth is foul.
Sorry, that was when I queued it the second time. Okay, never mind. Back to this. Anyway, because there are so strong connections to the ocean with both of them. With both of them, I believe that whatever there is behind the Nagakabouros, and we still do not know what it is exactly, that thing might have corrupted him, but more importantly, it would make sense in how Nagakabouros actually works. So the way he works, or the way that mystical being works, is that we have this godly being.
AROFL train goes TCHDVDX TCHE TCHDVDX TCHE TCHDVDX TCHE TCHDVDX TCHE TCHDVDX TCHE WUUUWUUU WUUU TCHDVDX TCHE TCHDVDX TCHE.
I thought it was done halfway through. I'm not sure if train actually does that kind of sound, but okay, thank you, I appreciate it nonetheless. Now, back to how Nagakabouros works, okay? And how Nagakabouros works is that it's a mystical being, and that is in the ocean as far as we know, that can't really affect creatures on the shores and on the ground. That's why Nagakabouros has priests and priestesses and followers to spread his will on the land. Now, the religion is based around the fact that Nagakabouros wants everyone to act according to their instincts. Whatever you want to do, whatever your heart desires, that is what you're supposed to do, and if you don't follow your own heart, you are wasting your life, and Nagakabouros would rather take your soul and put it in another creature. That is how that religion works. So if you are not following your desires, you are wasting life essence. So with that said, it would make sense for Nagakabouros to give the Ripper a second chance. When we look at the teaser, and we will look at it soon, don't worry, you will notice that it seems like he jumped into the maw, and you can see it right here, into the maw of a Leviathan. And as he dropped down there, he was following his desires. It seems like he was one of the hunters who were, I don't want to say destined, their goal was to slay a freaking Leviathan. So because of that, it would make sense for Nagakabouros, because it seems like he was either betrayed or the operation failed and he was killed there. It would make sense for Nagakabouros to give this guy a second chance, because his will was so strong that he gave the best out of his life essence, right? That's why this kind of graphical theme, I would not be surprised if this was based on Nagakabouros. It would make sense. So, now, before we go into the teaser, I will try to look up one more thing. Let me bring it up, hold on. There was a post on Reddit.
Money well spent.
A rafflecopter goes SOI 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 SOI.
I don't know where you come up with these sound effects, but SOI. I'm not entirely sure if that's what that sound would be, but thank you, I appreciate it nonetheless. Now, let's go into universe. There was a post on Reddit where someone found that there might be a connection between an old misfortune story and this guy. So, that was a brain fart on my part, sorry. So if we look at misfortune here, okay? If we look at misfortune here, we hold on. I will bring it up. On the stream. If I do this and if I do this, there we go. We can see. We can actually see. There we go. Let me look up her story. Where would we be? Okay, so let me try and like find the word Ripper in it. Ripper. There it is. Ripper. So, in the story, as misfortune was taken over Bilgewater. Okay. If you're wondering about my accent, I am from the Czech Republic. There is nothing weird with my accent other than that. But my accent is just weird. If you talk to other people from the Czech Republic, they will not sound like me. I don't know why I sound the way I do, but that's that. Anyway. So, in her story, as she was taking over Bilgewater, there is a part where it says that she drowned the master of a blah blah blah, another master, and dragged the insane Doxy Reaper from his lair in the belly of a dismembered Leviathan in the slaughter docks. That's actually in her story that was updated, and I believe this was updated during the Burning Tides. So, okay. I think this is a coincidence, and before you say that Skyen, TB Skyen, he said it as well, he also said that he thinks that this is a coincidence. I believe this is a coincidence for a different reason, but, you know, I really don't wanna look like I'm ripping that guy off. In case I wanna quote something that I got from him, I will definitely tell you, don't worry about that. But yes, that guy is amazing, go and watch him. He has awesome theories based on the design, but I don't think that this actually is him for one reason. In her story, she basically managed to drag out an insane person, the Doxy Ripper, from his lair in a half-dismembered Leviathan in the slaughter docks. Which means, because she dragged him out, I am assuming that freaking theories, Gragas is MF and Pyke, no. I'm assuming that she would kill him. If the Doxy Reaper was the follower of Gangplank, she would kill him. And we know that the Ripper died in the belly of the Leviathan. He dropped down, that's where something happened, and he became this legend of a Ripper. This would suggest that he was still alive. And it wouldn't line up. If someone has a counter-argument for this, absolutely feel free to tell me. But this wouldn't line up exactly, okay? So...
money well spent.
Oh no.
My sprinkler goes like this, and comes back. Like T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T T E.
Oh, it's done. I thought it was longer. That's fine. Thank you for your donation. I really appreciate it. What was I even talking about? No, my accent is not orgasmic. My accent is pretty awkward. If I had a normal voice, I would be somewhere else. Because there are still people who hate my voice, and I absolutely agree with that. I have a weird accent that you either don't mind or you hate it. That's how that works. But I don't believe that if this guy was the Ripper that we know to be Pyke, I don't think this would actually line up story-wise. There was someone else who said it. Pyke was bait to get the Leviathan out of the Doc's Ripper to kill it. Aha. I'm explaining myself about the mist. Oh, what about the mist reviving him? If the mist revived him, he would look more like an... Well, he does kind of look like an abomination. Let me bring him up again. He does look like kind of like an abomination, that is true. But there would be something else wrong with him. If he was turned by the black mist, first of all, it would go against our theory that this would be Nagakabouros, because
Money well spent.
Nagakabouros hates the black mist.
I will never stop. I may kitten up sometimes, but I will win this war.
Oh, was it about the flat earth? Or was it about your sprinkler? If you want to win a fight against your sprinkler, buy a new one. Or don't sprinkle. It works. It works, but thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. Now, Nagakabouros actually hates the black mist. And I believe that this would be the theme of Nagakabouros more than the black mist, because if someone is revived by the black mist, you can tell that the mist is kind of clinging to him above the ground as well. Here, you can see that he is turned into a spirit only below the water. Above the water, he is normal. Below the water, he's a spirit-ish kind of guy, right? This still says Nagakabouros to me, not the black mist. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It is possible, because when the black mist comes to Bilgewater, it can actually revive underwater creatures, because in the Shadow and Fortune, in the Shadow and Fortune story, the black mist actually revived a torn to pieces. I believe it was a kraken. I can actually check it. Hold on, I got it in front of me. I can do that. If we go to Shadow and Fortune, hold on, I need to kind of put it on the side. Shadow and Fortune, where was it? Oh, do I have to go to Bilgewater? I might have to go to Bilgewater. Shadow and Fortune. I believe it revived, the black mist revived a kraken. A dead kraken. So if I look for kraken. No, next, where is it? Next, kraken worm. Towards the middle of the worms. Eventually he emerged from the giant wounded the kraken.
Hello.
Hello, this jockey 95. How are you doing? Thank you for the 200 bits even. Oh my god. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Money well spent.
Lindsay-o.
I will take over this stream. This is my stream now. Welcome everyone. I have now given you your freedom back.
Are you done? So, is the stream mine again? Okay, I guess it's mine again. Now, you can tell that here, the Seedle, thank you for a subscription. I really appreciate it. Have a hearty hello on me. Thank you. You're awesome. Now, here you can tell it was a kraken worm even. A kraken worm. It wasn't a kraken, but the mist can actually revive giant monstrosities. Which would mean that when... Okay, now let me bring up the image from Bilgewater. There is an image here on the universe. Where is it? It's not the Slaughter Dogs. It is... Oh my god. Can I find it even? It could be either... It could be either Gangplank or Illaoi or Misfortune. I'll check all of them if there is a art to go with it. There is an image somewhere, and I don't know where. There is an image where you can see actually little kegs on the surface of the ocean around Bilgewater. That's because that's how people in Bilgewater actually bury their dead. Okay? It's not here either. Okay, never mind. So the way that people in Bilgewater bury their people is that they tie them to a tow rope and they let them sink. The reason why they let them sink is that because the mist comes in, it can actually revive the dead people that are under the ocean. So when they are revived and when everything dead in Bilgewater is revived, it comes up and it's trying to kill everyone else. So if you have your dead tied under the water, they will be revived, but they will be revived under the ocean and they can't do anything. So I'll quickly look at the chat just in case I missed something. It's on the Burning Tides page. Oh, is it? So if I look for the Burning Tides, what if I go to... Hold on,
Money well spent.
Now I have donated $101. Where is my prize? I shall become a mod.
Have you actually? Have you actually in total? I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't make you a mod for one reason. I know your trolly nature. I know your trolly nature, and I cannot do that. However, there is a fly in the room. However, I can give you a prize nonetheless. I can give you a prize. I can be a lobster, okay? Actually, people that see me for the first time, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if anyone just came to the stream. Don't go away, I'm actually a normal human being. I'm actually a normal human being, please don't go away. I look like something that came from the sewers. Thank you for the subscription, Zergardi. Zergardi? Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a hearty hello on me. And Dantolas. Dantolas. Thank you as well. You're also awesome. I'll give you one more. Ta-da! Anyway, that was your prize, okay? This one was for Lindsay. I became a lobster. Just for a while. Okay, just for a while. Anyway. I need to find the image on the Bilgewater Burning Tides. Burning Tides. Where's Burning Tides? Burning Tides. Thank you! 70XM. Oh, 7. No, wait, no. That moved way too fast. That's actually Severin TXM. Thank you! You're awesome. Have a hearty hello on me. Thank you, you're awesome. Thank you. Now, Burning Tides. It's probably not on the official Burning Tides, because if I show you, the Burning Tide that's updated, it shows the bearded lady up here, which means I will look on the old side. What if I do Burning Tide on the original Burning Tide side, or site? Wait, what if I actually look for images? Images. I don't believe it's here. No. Okay, let's look at. Hopefully this will not. Okay. What if we look at this? The Burning Tides. Explore the. Actually, let me mute this because it's explore the world. Was it? Okay, so this is the Slaughter Dogs, if I remember correctly. This is the Slaughter Dogs. Then there was the next one, which is outside the Slaughter Dogs.
Well spent.
That's a shark.
I am so sorry. Oh, you Joe, you.
What?
Quadruple A.
Quadruple A, aha! Don't search for that on the internet. Thank you, I appreciate it nonetheless. Also, you might have had a stroke there. You might want to check your blood pressure. Now, it is actually on this image. If I move it a little bit here, you can see right there the little things on the surface. Those are actually the graves of the dead. They are buried there, and that actually serves as their graves. There are actually dead people hanging on ropes below that. Also, the Deadpool Gangplank's ship. Is there anything else that we can actually... While I am here, is there anything else worth pointing out? There's the Deadpool. You can see, by the way, this is something awesome that... Okay. I will have to fact check. Fact check. When was Burning Tides released? Burning Tides date? Will it find something? Release, maybe? Release date? It could be July 2015. And when was Tom Kench released? Release July 2015. July 13th, 2015. Wait, so was Tom Kench released before the Burning Tides? Was it? Because if you look at this, you can see right here on the post there is actually a carving of Tom Kench right there, because Tom Kench is actually a legend. It's a fairy tale in Bilgewater, and this is a really cool and hidden proof. So, did someone ask where I'm from? What was it? Anyway, just a little bit of an Easter egg, but let's go back to Pyke. Okay, I believe it is time for us to now go and watch his trailer. I will pop it up on YouTube, because on YouTube we can actually go frame by frame through the teaser. We can actually go frame by frame, which many of you may not know, but okay, so stop the music. I am from the Czech Republic. If you write something in Czech, I can understand you. I just don't reply in Czech for the reason of I want everyone else to understand what we're talking about as well. Okay, now, if I do monitor and I raise it above Pyke, will this work? No, actually, let's make it whole. I mean, no, wrong button. There is, and there it is. And no, hold on. We're professionals here. Almost, maybe, nearly. There we go. Now, I will hide the chicken just for now. I will hide the chicken. I will hide the chat. Should I? No, chat is fine. I will hide the discussing thingy. Text. So, let's go through this. First of all, let's go through this quickly and then let's go through it in detail. So, hopefully you can hear it.
I remember
You can. It's fine.
And those who betrayed me. Yes, I see them. I see the faces of all who were there. You look familiar.
Okay, so let's go through this in more detail. First of all, somewhere in here, just wanna quickly mention it. Hold on, where is it? Actually, no. Let's go from the beginning, so I can actually talk about that too. So, at the beginning, you can see one thing. This guy is diving into the water on the rope, right? But the rope is cut. This means one thing. What I believe is that this guy, we can actually start the music again. This guy was on a mission with a team on a ship. He was tied to a rope because that's how that's what divers do.
Negrit, the time has come for you to answer my long-awaited question. I have traveled far and wide, climbed mountains in Nepal to speak with ancient monks and walked down deep caves to speak with ancient spirits to have come with this question.
Thank you for the follow, Tyre Rouge. What? Okay. I appreciate it nonetheless. Now. You can notice that this guy was tied to a rope, which means this is what divers do. When one diver is going down on snow, when someone is going down into the ocean, he's always tied on a rope, and the other team is actually taking care of him, and they are making sure that he is secured. And if something happens, what the diver does is that he pulls on the rope that he's tied to, and he will let everyone else know that something is wrong and that they should pull him up, right? This is how diving works. Usually, in the old times, this rope was actually tied to a bell. So if something went wrong, you being down there, you pulled on the rope, it would ring a bell, and that would let everyone know that something is wrong and that they should pull you out. Here, the rope is cut, which means that he was betrayed.
Earth is flat, Earth is flat, Earth is flat, Earth is flat, Earth is flat. Agree with ME chat.
With what? Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay-o. You're still a madman, and you're ruining my show. I still appreciate you. Thank you. Now, thank you. This makes, or this confirms the fact that he was actually betrayed by his people unless something else released the rope, right? So fact number one, it seems like he was actually, or in his eyes it would make sense, that he was actually betrayed by other people, or at least by his team. So, let's go forward.
Money well spent.
Or let's not go.
Negrit, the time has come for you to answer my long-awaited question.
You too, Willie? You too? Add to Willie? I still appreciate it, thank you. But, I am a logical human being. I can use common sense, and I can transform into Dyrus, sometimes. But if you actually have a question, feel free to ask me, because I can actually answer it. I had a joke in my head, but it was far too dirty, so I will not actually use it. So anyway, you can see that as he's diving into the ocean, he is getting consumed by the Leviathan. This is a Leviathan. I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm bolding. Shh, don't tell anyone. He's diving into a Leviathan. The Leviathan has glowing eyes, by the way. Now, we don't know much about these beings, but he already has glowing eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the cause of Nagakabouros already. Okay, already. But I think this is just for the fact that this is just an artistic thing to do with him, to make the Leviathan's eyes glow. But you can also notice, and this is why I thought that the team of Pyke, this is why I thought that they were actually hunting the Leviathan, is because you can tell that the Leviathan is already bound. Wait a second. I got enlightened by a vision. What if? Okay, initially I thought that because the Leviathan is bound by ropes that he is ready to be killed. What if this is actually a corpse of a Leviathan? And the glowing eyes mean that he is risen by the black mist. That's a possibility. Because he would be tied by ropes, because he would be basically ready to cut into pieces to get meat from him. This could be, but this is not actually, no, because this isn't a severed head. I don't think. They will be his body later, I believe. Also notice, just a artistic thing. Notice how, as the video goes forward, hold on. The Leviathan doesn't actually close his mouth. We've been fooled. There's a frame where you can see that the black is actually just coming in from top and bottom, and it's masking the fact that it's animated. It's actually not animated. I feel cheated. Okay, never mind. Now, onto the list.
And those who betrayed me.
Those who betrayed me, and he shows a list of names. Every single one of the names is already crossed out, which means he has already killed every single name on that list. Right? Is there something?
Money well spent.
Let's go through the names just quickly.
One theory that has costed me years to find. Now, Necrit, you check his man is Zelene. You are Zelene that has used his time magic and dimension to travel back in time to our dimension to teach the people of Terra about the coming horrors that will.
What? 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 I don't... Was there a question in this? Or was it a
Money well
statement,
spent.
Willie? I appreciate it nonetheless.
You know what happened when Blitzcrank went on a date with Katarina?
Oh,
He knocked her up.
that's one. I had a more awful joke in my mind. Okay, thank you. I still appreciate it. Let's go through the names on this list and let's quickly see. I still appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are awesome and full, awful and awesome, because you're spending money on me, which I will spend on buying cookies and coffee. Actually, throughout the month of May, the pay is awful. I'm like not being paid by YouTube. So
Money well spent.
You know Zelene is having a bad day when he asks you for the time.
let's go through the names now. some of the letters look like a normal writing, but mirrored. I can see. So, that list has to be a passive. I would agree. I would agree. I don't know if this stream is pure gold. I don't know. I would agree that this is a massive, massive potential for a passive. Something like Garen with the bounty or Kindred. I would love it. Now, while these names we will not decipher, I am looking if there is something that's like multiple words. There is one right here. There is like one word and then another. It's a it's a shop list, yes, for body parts. Something like Captain Gangplank, or you know, Miss Fortune, because no, he's known as Sarah Fortune, but there are multiple two-word names. But I don't think we can get anything from this. Anything from this.
Money well spent.
Hit Earth. The Flat Earthers was the first step for the coming invasion of the Void. The end of times are coming as the humans turns more and more stupid. Soon we will worship a man on a cross. Long live the spaghetti monster. Buckets for the bucket god.
Buckets for the bucket god, yes. Hail spaghetti monster, and don't bring religion to my stream, thank you. And yes, humanity is getting stupider and stupider, I agree. I appreciate your donations, you are still a madman. Thank you, and I hate you. Now, I will not get anything from these names, unless someone else... You need to read the chat more, I do actually read it a lot. I am getting whatever you write, I am getting it into my what I'm talking about. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'll just scroll up just for the two passives. I think he has two passives. One is a normal passive, and the other one gets Mega Stuff for killing people who killed him last. Oh, thank you, Steel Trap 5GA for the subscription. Have a hearty hello on me. Thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate it. You're absolutely awesome. Enjoy our emotes that will change soon enough. We are getting new emotes because our current emotes are meh. But they will improve. But that is a clever one. What if his passive was like bonus damage to whoever killed him last? Or if this was a bounty list, what if he could get something else? What if he could get something like a bonus for killing someone who killed him last? I just saw, I can tell if you put something into Google Translate and try to check that my mom's gay in Czech. Because that is not how a Czech person would say it, okay? I can tell you're using Google Translate, but yes,
Money well spent.
oh my god. This will be an endless stream.
Answer me this. What is Ash's passive? Yes, you don't know, because Earth is flat.
I am done.
Money well spent.
And it continues. Amen.
The third name down seems like it reads Necrit. Did you betray this man?
The third name down reads like Necrit, does it? Oh, wait. Wait a second. What? It kinda does. There's the NEC. Then there is the R. But then there is EISE. It's like Necrease. That's not an Easter egg. That's not an Easter egg. But okay. Actually, no. It's the second from the bottom. Maybe that's what you meant, actually. That would be too much of a coincidence. But anyway, let's go. You can see now this guy I do not know. However, what you can see is that the dagger the dagger is going through the floor. Which is creepy as heck. And the floor actually has a texture. You can, right? The floor has the kind of reflection that you would have.
At Necrit94, love your work at SNB3GASM.
Dude!
Money well spent.
He just dropped 1,000 bits on me.
Even text-to-speech is tired of this.
That's an old one. Thank you, Chaos Scarecrow 26. You're an absolute madman. Okay, well. Now, you can see that the dagger actually goes through the ground, but also freaking W. You can see that the ground has the water reflection. Thank you, Crucial14, for your subscription. Have a hearty hello on me. The ground has a water reflection, right? The floor continues that. Yeah, hold on. Yes, yeah. The floor does continue the list. Oh, it's like a rolling parchment. Oh, that is clever because yes, that's true. Because it is above it, right? And then it goes down, and oh, it's like a rolling parchment. Oh, that's cool. But maybe that's why there's a water reflection. Ooh. What if Pyke had an ability to charge like Corky? Thank you, Lokun's Bane, for the subscription. Have a hearty hello on me. Thank you, you're absolutely awesome. Thank you. Now, a charge like Corky's are, and then we're like Zetsky, you can bleed. Like a feather, yes. I think that he will do something with. I believe that he will do something with the what's it called? I'm brain farting now. Not only the fish hooks, also thank you, Emre Ganks, for the subscription with Prime. If you have Prime, if you have Twitch Prime and you're connected, you get free subscription. Thank you, you're absolutely awesome. Have a hearty hello on me. Now, the fishing net is what I meant to say. There will be a feather of some sorts. I would say so. Wait, is there actually a leak on his ultimate? Is there actually a leak on his ultimate? I'll check it out later, but I do not know this guy. Thank you, wait, no. Rockill1122. Thank you for subscribing with Prime, which is free. If you have Amazon Prime, it is free. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. Have a hearty hello on me. Now, notice that the guy that is right here, long hair and eye patch, not the same guy as this guy. Not the same guy. Also, there is a little bit of graphic cheating. I'll show you this later, too. I mean, right now. I mean, after this. But hold on. There is the names. Thank you, Cookie Mucky. Is it Mucky? 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 Have a hearty hello on me. There it is. Thank you. You're absolutely awesome. In my heart. You're the best. Just like all the other subscribers. We don't wanna, we don't wanna drag them down. But, if you look at the names, you can see that the darker the image goes,
Money well spent.
you can see more names there.
I've been moving calm. Don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle. For me, don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me.
Are those lyrics from a song that I don't know? Thank you anyway. Now, you can see that the names actually continue. I believe that could be just the graphic from the previous list. There is a shadow that doesn't match the guy. You're right. You're right. There is no shadow for his knife. It could be if the shadow was like really strong. I mean not strong, long. Is there? Wait. Is the shadow like totally wrong? Is the shadow? The shadow is weird. Wait a second! Not only does the shadow not match the guy, he has a lantern in his hand. He has a lantern. How can there be a shadow if there's a lantern right in front of him? It is for more, yes, it is just a graphical thing. It is for more dramatic appear, but still, come on now. Come on now, there's a lantern in front of him. Now, in this, by the way, if I go frame by frame, like right here, the hook, just notice that the hook goes in. Wait, was it, did I miss it? I missed it. The hook goes in, this is frame by frame. Hook moves, bam! It's done. Right? These are 2 frames. Anyway, here is one thing. The hand that you see, there could be 2 explanations for this.
Money well spent.
Number 1.
Okay, I'm done for today. Here is some more money, my dude. I will be back next stream.
Thank you, Lindsay. You are the best. I still hate you, but you are the best. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now, the hand can be explained in 2 ways. For example, the first way would be that the hand is actually the hand of Pyke, because when we look at the... Do I have it here? When we look at the overall image, which is right here, the hand mimics what the blade does. The blade of Pyke, actually like this, the blade of Pyke, when it gets underwater, it is in the magical theme of Nagakabouros. Above the water, it is totally normal. What this could mean, that this could be just a way to tell that if he himself goes underwater, he turns into this kind of an underwater wraith. That's explanation number 1. Explanation number 2 is that this is not his hand. This could be this could actually be not like the tentacles of Nagakabouros, because once again, we have never seen Nagakabouros. We do not know what he is. We do not actually know if he is a kraken. This could be just another image of what Nagakabouros can do. Maybe, while Ilawi has the Eye of God, which is the freaking giant thing that she carries, maybe, while that thing has the spiritual tentacles, exist in a form of tentacles, maybe what Pyke does, maybe his way of serving for Nagakabouros, maybe he summons the spiritual things in the forms of normal hands. I don't know if this makes sense what I'm saying. It kind of does in my head, but it is really hard to explain what I mean by this. What if he walks the rift in... Oh. And he will transform into a tank. Sure. Never mind. That hand reminds me of Thresh. That does a little bit. yes, we did talk about this before.
Money well spent.
Sorry for interrupting, but I feel kinda cheated on, 'cause Nautilus used to be the betrayed diver guy. Cheap shot riot. Cheap shot.
That's
Money
true.
well spent.
We will mention that too. Hold on.
So on your last Rift News video at 1300 minutes in, there's a song I've been trying to find. Would appreciate it if you could link it in the Discord at some point.
If it is the
Thanks,
music,
homie.
if it is the music that's for the intro and outro, that is from Mass Effect, and that is the Uncharted Worlds. It is a remix, I believe. And if it is at the very end, if it is the outro, like the real outro, then it is the music from Brome's teaser. But thank you for the donation. We will talk about Nautilus shortly, right after this. Don't go anywhere. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yes, I do believe that the Leviathan, which is this massive shark, the reason why his eyes are glowing could be because he might have been a dead Leviathan, and because you can see that he is bound in ropes and nets, and he is basically ready to be carved into pieces. Hold on.
I can't be bits leader 3. I love you chat, by the way. And yes, I love you Necrit.
Wait! You're crazy people! Thank you. I appreciate it. You are mad, man! I mean, you're all mad. Thank you guys. You have no idea what it means to me in the month of May when YouTube doesn't pay anything. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Really, really, really do. Now, the Leviathan could be dead because you can see that he is captured with ropes. It seems like the team sent Pyke down to finish him off. I regret the way I put this now. Because the team sent Pyke down to kill him, and because he was probably revived by the mist, or possibly, it could be that the mist did corrupt him, or, as I explained earlier, it is possible that Nagakabouros did revive Pyke. I will talk about this as well, and he gave him a second chance. Thank you, Hexacortal, for the 30 bits. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Thank you. Nagakabouros might have given him a second chance because that's the way Nagakabouros works. But yes, it is possible that the Leviathan was released or revived by the Black Mist. Now, you can see that while it was not like this on the beginning of the video, because on the beginning of the video you can see that his rope is cut off. Therefore, he was likely betrayed by his team. If we move forward, thank you for the subscription, Hexacortal as well. Thank you. You're absolutely awesome. Have a hearty hello on me. Because at the beginning the rope was cut, but later, here you can see it connected to a ship. There's a boat. Ship. Boat.
This champ is something of nightmares.
Steel Trap 5GA. With 1,000 bits. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You are still a madman. You're all mad. Thank you. Thank you. Now, it is connected to a ship, which means this nearly confirms that Pyke will have a different take on Nautilus's lore. So, how did Nautilus work? Nautilus's story was about a team of sailors going on to a trip in a boat. It was highly likely a fishing boat, and they saw a black tar on the surface of the ocean. They went there to investigate what it was. They sent Nautilus, one of the sailors, down to investigate what that black tar was. They sent him down in a diving suit. The black tar consumed him, fused the diving suit with his body, and created a monster. His story, Pyke's story, seems very, very, very similar to that. Now, because I know a lot of you guys weren't here, I will quickly again mention why I believe that this hand and the knife and the way it looks, why it looks like it was from Ilawi. Why the theme looks exactly like Ilawi's, in fact. In case you weren't here, let's talk about Nagakabouros really quickly. So, Nagakabouros is a godly mystical being from the oceans who, or what, I don't know if it is it, he, we don't know, it's called the bearded lady, maybe it's a she. Nagakabouros basically is all about the value of your soul. You are insane! It's Chaos Scarecrow 26, I will talk about Nagakabouros still.
Yeah, no one is gonna outbit me for Senpai NB3 bad NB3 hey he NB3 heart.
You can tell that I do not expect people to give me 1000 bits because I don't even have the graphics for it, okay? I don't even have the graphics for it. Look how crap it looks when it actually appears. But I still appreciate it. You are a mad person. Oh my god, you people are awful. And awesome. But, okay, Nagakabouros. Nagakabouros is a mystical being that is all about the value of someone's soul. So, if someone doesn't follow their desires. Okay, so, if you have a person who has desires, who wants to do something, it is in his heart. Let's say, I want to be a baker. And I will do everything in my will to be a baker. Nagakabouros will appreciate it because Nagakabouros knows that I am giving everything I am to follow my desires and I am squeezing everything I can from my life essence. In other words, Nagakabouros is all about having the most out of your life. So, because as long as you follow your desires and dreams, you are worthy, then Nagakabouros is fine with you and he will support you, in fact. On the other hand, if you are not doing what your heart desires, if you are not following that, Nagakabouros sees you as someone who is wasting off the life essence. So what he would do is that Nagakabouros would rather take away your soul and give it to another living thing. That's how Nagakabouros works. So, because you can see Pyke diving down into the maw of the Leviathan, you can see him that Pyke is determined in what he does. So, because he most likely died in the maw of Leviathan, Nagakabouros saw Pyke as someone who gave everything he could to make his life worth it. Nagakabouros then decided to give him a second chance. That's why he revived him, and now Pyke is kind of fused with a mortal shell and the power of Nagakabouros. This is just a theory, okay? I am not preaching the truth here. This is all just a theory, but it is a theory that fits into the theme visually. Now, imagine if the shark had a peen. Have you never seen a video with a whale tool? Like a white whale. I don't know. Anyway. So that's how Nagakabouros works. So, now let's go back into the video. You can see the knife and the hand. The chances are that he is actually... This is actually Pyke. I'm not getting banned for this because as long as we're educational with
You're
animals...
going down at Chaos Scarecrow 26. No one can out-donate and outbid me.
Don't fight!
I shall win.
I
Earth
love
is
you all!
fault.
I love you all, don't fight. Thank you, Lindsay-O. I thought you were gone! I thought you were already left the stream. God damn you. I still appreciate you. You are a madman. An absolute madman. You are the number one now. You are now number one again. The chances are this is Pyke. This is actually Pyke. It could be a reflection of him or like a summoned copy of him. The way, you know, Nagakabouros actually summons copies of his tentacles. This is very, very highly likely just Pyke. The guy, I don't know who it is. Based on face, it could be just a random one. Now. Okay. There is a part of the teaser. Let's go back. Of the teaser that wasn't shown. Oh my flipping god. Why? Why, people? Freaking calm down. Wow. Are you serious now? I'm a lobster for the rest of this stream, okay? Actually. I'm gonna be a lobster for the rest of the stream. You're mad! Okay, I need to press the button somehow. Ah! There you go. Now. There is a part right there at the very, very left side. That's a thing that the teaser didn't actually show. Now, if I actually place my claw on my mouse and I press this button and I put my other claw on my shift thing, I can stretch. Oh no! I can no! Oh freaking! Seriously? Oh no! There. There we go. This part. Now, do we recognize anyone? This is what I wanted to check out. Freaking dang it. There we go. Also, if you wanna buy an Eddie shirt, we got a shirt with Eddie, the cat, on the shirt. Okay? Thank you, Lindsay, for the 60 bits. I'm not sure if it will read on the stream. But yes, Lindsay has surrendered. You are still... You guys are insane, okay? You guys are insane. Now, also... links there? No, that will appear later. Oh no, I already saw something there. But do we recognize anyone here? Do we... Hold on, freaking... Oh no, my claw. I will close the teaser now. We don't need that anymore because everything else will just appear here now. Nice.
You inspire me.
That's a 60 bits. Is there anything? Because these guys are drowned, but not in the way that they would normally drown. I mean, not in the way that Bilgewater would normally drown their dead. But yes, these will likely not come back if the Black Mist came. But something I mentioned earlier. Notice that the Leviathan is in one piece. Hang on a second.
Money well spent.
Let the war continue.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. There we go. Now, a giant fish hook. Yes, there is one. I can see. Wait, where is it connected actually? It goes up. It doesn't actually go anywhere. It's just an artsy thing. But yes, obviously, you know, all of those are tied with the fish hook ropes. But what I mentioned earlier is that he's actually not. The Leviathan is actually in one piece. He's not cut into pieces, which means my previous theory where I thought that the Leviathan would be ready to be... Oh, Lunar Borgir, thanks, sorry. Thank you for the 3 months. Enjoy. Have a hearty hello on me. And enjoy your blue hat now on the stream. Thank you. You're awesome. Now, blah, 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 blah. I had a theory that it seems like maybe the mist came in. I bought the lobster thing in Germany. Maybe the Leviathan was dead, and when the black mist came, and then it revived the Leviathan, and Pyke was sent there to slay him. That wouldn't make sense, because if the Leviathan was dead, he would be carved into pieces, because in Bilgewater they need the meat from it, right? That's that. Now, also, I saw that there was a donation, but will the GIF even appear? If the GIF appears, then it appears. I can't check it right now. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. That's that. Is there anything outside of this that we should talk about?
Money well spent.
There it is.
Can't beat my donations.
Oh, it doesn't actually show. Well, thank you. I appreciate it nonetheless. The fishhook, obvious bleeding. We talked about that. We talked about the mask. We talked about all of that. Is there anything else? Okay, let's talk about possible interactions. So, possible interaction number 1. If by any chance the part of Miss Fortune's story where there was the Reaper mentioned, if by any chance that wasn't a coincidence and that the champion was actually based on that part, freaking dang it, I have a claw. I can't even. I'm sorry that the stream looks like crap. I can't do anything. Let's put him in the hole again. If I grab him and I drag him down, back in the hole you go. Freaking go down, down you go, down, go.
It's a screenshot, mate. Check it.
It's a screenshot. Can I actually check it? What is it? What is it show? Oh, freaking $123 in total. You're a madman. I said it before that you are a madman, but it's just confirmed it. Thank you. You're awesome. I can retire now. There it is.
For Senpai NB3 salute, NB3 salute.
Have a heart on me. Have a claw heart. I can't get more ridiculous now. I can actually. Oh, by the way. Speaking of wasting money, you know what I bought? It was on sale on Amazon. I bought a trash can. Look. Now. Oh wait. It can't get worse than this, okay? I can retire now. I can totally retire. Okay? I don't need to do anything now. Wait, does it? I don't need to do anything now. You're a madman. Freaking Chaos Scarecrow 26. I have no words. Your gratitude will be remembered forever in our hearts. You shall be remembered as the Blood Harper Reaper. Blood Harper? Blood Harbor Reaper. Ah. No. Now. What was I talking about even? Oh yes, possible interactions. Now. So, possible interaction number 1. If the part of Misfortune's story was actually true, then this guy would be a former follower of Gangplank. If
Money well
the
spent.
old...
Can you end the stream, mate? I am getting broke. Here is more money. Thanks for a good war, chaos, and steel trap.
I need to wrap everything up at least. Freaking damn it. Thank you. I still appreciate it. You're awesome. Now, if that was actually right, then what would mean if it wasn't a coincidence and the Ripper from LeBlanc was actually Pyke, then this guy would be a former follower of Gangplank. And that would mean that he would definitely have interactions with him. Not only that, if that was the truth, then because everyone thinks that Gangplank is dead, the Ripper would also believe that he is dead, and the moment the Ripper would see that Gangplank survived his own death, and Pyke also survived his own death, but he became better, there would be a really cool interaction in that. Okay? There would be a really cool interaction in that. Musley! What? I might have to skip it. We are PG-13.
You inspire me.
I had sex with
No,
Pyke and my rainbows turned into
don't listen. Don't listen to that.
portal.
Don't listen. No, don't listen.
Those little voidlings are his pre-birth spunklets. GGWP, Pyke Pop.
Thank you, Chaos Scarecrow, for the subscription as well. Thank you. We are PG-13 here. No violation of anyone's privates, okay? 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 Now. Now. Interaction number 2. Interaction number 2. He could have an interaction with Misfortune if, again, that was the truth. If the story of Misfortune, or if that part in Misfortune's story was actually true as well. Right? I'm glad you remember the Czech way to say hello. Musley, you're absolutely awesome. I'll go as far as to say that you were the friendliest fellow at the creator thingy. But okay. Now,
You
there is.
inspire
Would there be an interaction
I'm
with
so
someone
sorry,
else?
my dude. Dobry den, D.
Come on, Fragger. Thank you for the subscription with Prime. Have a hearty hello on me. There it is. Have a hearty hello on me. Now, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. If someone just came to the stream, or if someone left and then came back, I'm sorry. Crazy things had But oh my god, I want to mention something. Oh yes, Nautilus. Let's quickly talk about Nautilus again. Nautilus will get a new story, but there is one problem. It seems like Pyke is getting Nautilus as part of his story. And the problem is that Riot actually asked people what do they want to keep as thingy. What do they want to keep as the core part of Nautilus' story? Right?
Money well spent.
That's an issue.
Long live IKEA, meatballs to the people. Long live IKEA, meatballs to the people.
Oh yes!
Long live IKEA, meatballs to the people. Long live IKEA.
Meatballs to all the people, if you guys don't know.
Long live IKEA, meatballs
The meatballs from IKEA
Long
are
live
actually
IKEA,
my favorite food
meatballs.
ever. If you ever ask me what's my favorite food, I'll tell you IKEA meatballs. That's it. Thank you. I still appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Willie. But the problem is that because Riot asked what do people want to keep in Nautilus' story, I always believed that keeping Nautilus, a sailor who dived down for something and that he was left to die, I always believed that that was the very core of his story. But apparently, that is taken away now, or will be taken away. And that is making me confused, because I do not think that Nautilus will now be what he was. How? Okay, so from the short story, not short story, from the bio that is in the client, is it in the client, in the live client even? I know it was on the PBE client. It could be on the live client as well. Then the what's it called? There in that story, it is mentioned that Nautilus is like a follower of Elawi, or no, sorry, not Elawi. That he is like enacting the will of Nagakabouros. It seems that way, okay? It is kind of vague in a lot of places there, but Nautilus is now like a mystical titan from the depths. And it doesn't, or at least I don't believe it mentioned him being a human before, or a sailor. I do not believe it said anything about that. Let's now, guys, if you have questions, let's go for questions now, because let's now like dive into theories and stuff like that, okay? If you have questions, fire them at me now. Nautilus is Dark Mist guy though. Nautilus, I don't think he could be affected by the Dark Mist. Especially now with the new lore.
What if this is just the Dark Mist NAUT so it doesn't step on his toes?
Well, that would be a way too crazy of a thing, because that would mean we will have to have 2 Nautiluses. Thank you, by the way, Delta Extreme, for that. I really appreciate it. But that would be really hard to pull off on right side. Yeah, I can't really, I don't know. I wonder how closely this will be tied to Nautilus.
Money well spent.
I can't compete with others, but I can do this.
You can, Captain Saltmine. Thank you. Every little bit is appreciated, highly appreciated. So thank you. I really appreciate it. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you. Now, is the Leviathan's jaw on his shoulder would it make Pyke huge? I thought so. At first, I thought so. But then I realized this must be a shark jaw on his shoulder, or you know, shark's jaws on his shoulders. Because sorry, I don't know what it was. Because you can see him in contact with other people, so we know he is just normal, regular human size.
Money well spent.
Okay.
What happened? I just spent $60 plus 2,800 bits. I need help. Help ME chat.
Yes, you do need help. I wanted to say a joke. I wanted to say that's not my problem though. But I don't want to be I don't want to be a dick. Okay. I may look like a lobster and I may have a turkey on my head. But nope. That's Thank you, Lindsay. You're the best. although certain other bitters, especially Chaos Scarecrow, yes. Well, and the Steel Trap. Okay, I don't want to discriminate anyone. And Steel Trap. Both of you guys are absolutely awesome. Now, check out stuff with the number 3, please. Wait, what? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you think he could also be a top laner jungler? They usually try to make most of the champions able to jungle. There is a problem. If this guy will really be based around bleed damage will be awful for jungling. Awful for jungling. I do notice you, Chaos Scarecrow, okay? Don't you even start. Don't you even start. I know you're there. Okay? Okay. But let's go through. Give me some more questions, and then I guess we will just wrap up the stream. Can the power of the Black Mist and Ruination be the lady combine against the Void? Oh, you mean like all of that combined against the Void?
Did you hear that? Steel Trap in CHAOSS. I am the best. Yes, my life is complete.
I didn't mean it in that way. But one thing that would never team up is that Nagakabouros, which means the power of the bearded lady, would never work with the Black Mist, because Nagakabouros is very, 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 very much against the Black Mist and the undead. Because what is undead is basically keeping the life essence, even though they shouldn't, right? Nagakabouros is all about taking away the life essence from someone who is not worthy to someone who is worthy, okay? If you're undead, you're not supposed to have your life. So Nagakabouros would never team up with the Black Mist. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Maybe Pyke's passive has something to do in the river. Riot Games is going to summer champions have to roll, right? Okay, so someone actually mentioned, and I really do agree with it, that I'm just gonna take this off because it's really hot. I am gonna agree with one thing, that his passive will likely be this list of names. Something like Garen's passive, or something similar to that, is very highly likely to happen. What is also likely to happen, that what if... Wait, what? Hold on. What if, if someone kills Pyke, he puts him on his list, and then he deals extra damage to the last person who killed him, or maybe he gets extra rewards for killing someone who killed him, right? That is also possible, because that would also work with the list. It is kind of like Rengar's passive, that is true. Willy pinged me, I don't know why. I don't know why Willy pinged me. Willy just did. He just pinged me. I will have to check out the family tree on our Discord channel.
I may be the third cheerer, but I am number 1 in Necrit's heart.
Yeah. So, well, one of top
Money
5,
well spent.
definitely.
I guess I have to donate to get my answer. Where in Germany did you get the lobster, my dude? I need one. Love you, dude.
We went to Dresden. You know, that place that is somewhat close to the borders of Czech Republic. That's where we bought it. It was in Primark. They actually got pretty awesome things there. I also bought a Rick and Morty shirt because I've never had it. I never had any of them. But that's gonna be it, people. Do you think the passive will be on the list of champions for your team? Ooh. Killing your own teammates. Oh, that would be hard. What if, but that is far too trolly. What if you put one of your teammates on the list, and if they die, that would be so cool. But it wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to troll. What if you can put one of your teammates, the one you think would fail, on the list, and if that teammate dies, you get a bonus? That would be too trolly, to be honest, though. People would troll. Okay, Willy. Okay, the time has come to answer a good question. I've traveled far and wide. Yes, this. Oh, wait. What? Okay, hold on. Willy, what are you doing? Willy, what are you doing? No, Willy! What are you doing, Willy? I believe Willy is just... Willy? Okay, Willy? Willy, you are also in our top 5 at least, okay? Willy, I know you.
Last one. Don't you just hate it when your cat wakes you up like this? Meow, 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 meow.
Okay. The stream is obviously going to hell, so I need to wrap it up as soon as possible. There was something, one last thing that I wanted to read. Please read this. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it was a mistake with the shadow. What if it has to do with Pyke having a capability to submerge into the ground and approach the target targets likewise? Yes, I also thought about it. If dang it, I don't have it now anymore. But here in the part, you can actually, hold on, I can actually make it massive. There we go. Here where you can see that the shadow actually comes from the ground, I believe that this could be an ability as well. This could be his ability. He might be able to submerge into the ground and come from it. Okay? It is likely that this will be his kind of movement in there. Maybe he will get untargetable and people will complain that he is just another Fizz. Okay? It's possible. And I will hate him as well. Because I already hate Fizz. Nothing will change. Now, we've been here for 2